with Kalashnikovs and military fatigues burying their leader. I recommend people go to michaelsavage.com or CNN and see this funeral and see who the American people are now backing. Take a look at this group and tell me that these are not ultra right-wing fascists. Paramilitary commanders are now our allies in Ukraine. Alex, do you understand how deeply embedded we are with the fascist movement in Ukraine right now? I think you do, of all people. How in the world can Obama and Kerry tell us that it was a group of college girls with tight jeans who just want pointy shoes and orgasms in order to join the EU and go to sex parties in Denmark? That's not who was behind the breakup of this parliamentary system in Ukraine. It was the EU neo-Nazis combined with the neo-Nazis of Ukraine who overthrew a democratically elected president. That's what Putin reacted to. He had to react to this.
Exactly, and everybody overuses the Nazi thing. If you're against Obamacare, you're a Nazi. If you're against turning your guns in, you're KKK, MSNBC, those are quotes. Quote, I'm deeply racist because I don't want to turn my guns in. And they didn't show the deeply racist quote. They just made it up. But then you've got real, for those that don't know, the Nazis took over Ukraine during World War II. The west of Ukraine is extremely, not. The media calls them right-wing. They're really just Nazi socialist. But the point is, the deputy president now of the Ukraine literally howls Hitler, and they have meetings where they show blonde-haired, blue-eyed goddesses firing lightning bolts out of their fingers. That's their symbol, and that's now the president and vice president are actual hardcore neo-Nazis who even wear 1930s-style clothes. That is how whacked out they are, and now John McCain wants to give them military assistance. We've lost the moral high ground. It's like a Twilight Zone, Michael. I cannot believe that the media is letting Obama and the EU get away with a literal Nazi overthrow. That's who led it. Just like using Al-Qaeda against Syria.
Go and look at this CNN burial of the right-wing leader. Your hair will stand up. You want to look at the paramilitary. They're all armed, by the way, with Kalashnikovs. Where did they get the weapons from? I thought that they had been disarmed. Who provided these weapons to them? Where did they get these weapons? And by the way, how is it that the American left is in love with the paramilitary in Ukraine, while anyone with a gun in America is considered an enemy of freedom? How is that possible? Sometimes I wonder, where is the paramilitary right wing in America now that we need them? Where did they go, Alex?
Well, exactly. If it's a single mother protecting herself in Chicago with a gun, she's going to go to jail. She's living behind 6 or 7 locks. Or if you have a gun, God forbid, in San Francisco, you need to go to jail. Or if a shopkeeper has a gun under the table, at the liquor store, he's bad. Oh, but it's fine if it's radical Muslims or Al-Qaeda to fund their jihad. Why, it's okay to have the state senator connected to giving guns to the training camp. I mean, that training camp's been known about for 6-7 years on the news in California.
Wait, are you, Alex, you're talking about the Muslim training camps in California?
Yes, that's what the senator is connected to. If you read deeper, it's
what, Leyland Yee was providing guns to them, or he was running guns to them?
That is where the story's going. The group's connected to that, yes.
Oh, my God. I didn't think it was that bad, so maybe that's why the FBI finally had to act.
But that's what I'm saying. It's over the top. I mean, I used to hear this thing that Obama was secretly a Muslim and all this and say, come on, it can't be true. But then he goes and he speaks in Cairo, and they said his Arabic was better than people that live there. Then you look at, where he went to school over in Indonesia, and you start to put all the pieces together with his half-brother funding the Muslim Brotherhood out of Kenya into Egypt. I mean, it is really creepy, and it looks like it's some kind of bizarre double-cross. I mean, I think this country's in deep trouble, Michael, and remember the missing nukes, that you were the only other person in the media, the real media, to have the courage to cover that, and then now Obama says his number one fear is a nuke going off in New York.
What was that about with the nuclear going off in New York? From Europe? What was he implying there?
It's just a one-liner to terrorize everybody, and maybe they let Al-Qaeda one in. Maybe they let Iran do it. And then, can you imagine the power Obama would get if a nuke went off? He could then declare civil emergency.
Oh, God. Don't let my mind. I don't want my mind to even go there, Alex. It's too frightening, but I know what you're saying. Alex, we're not the only ones who fear this kleptocrat in the White House. When we come back, I want your opinion.